Do you know what it means to worry? I think it's fascinating. The dictionary said to worry is to torment oneself mentally. To worry means to suffer from disturbing thoughts. That's how I show I care? That's part of caring? I have to torment myself. I have to suffer from disturbing thoughts because after all, I care. So I got to suffer. I got to be disturbed. I got to be tormented. You know what's fascinating about the root word for worry? It literally means to grab by the neck with the teeth and to shake violently. In fact, you really want a good image of what it means to worry? This is literally what it means to worry. This dog is going to worry that stuffed animal. Yeah. That's worry right there. That is literally what the root of the word means. It's something that's often done in the animal world. There's this instinct to grab prey by the throat and to shake it violently. That is a picture of worry. And here's what we do. When we worry, get this, the negative thoughts are the dog and we're the stuffed toy. And we let those negative thoughts of something, bad that could potentially happen in the future seize us by the throat and just shake us. And we feel nauseous, we feel, like indigestion, and our blood pressure goes up, and we're just, oh man, it's a horrible feeling. Now seriously, did God draw it up so that you care? Thoughts are going to grab you by the neck and shake you within an inch of your life. Did God do it to me? Is that what it means to? Is that part and parcel of caring? Jesus didn't think so. He didn't. Jesus would say things like this. He said this in Matthew 6. Therefore I tell you, let's all read it together, all right? Do not worry about your life. Now seriously, is that hard to understand? Is it like, what's the Greek on that? Do not worry about your life. And you're going, oh, well, but, and Jesus went on, well, how about this? So listen, do not worry, not just about your life, do not worry. Well, you got to worry about some stuff, right? So he says this, do not be anxious about what? No, about what? Anything. Don't be anxious about anything. Somehow Jesus did not think that worry was a good thing. He didn't even think worry was a natural thing. He knew that we were disposed to doing it, so he says, stop. Don't do it. Don't worry. Don't worry about your life. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry. And get this, he even gave us an indication as to why. It's fascinating. He goes on to say this in Matthew 6. He says, who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? Now, that's a good question. If by worrying you are adding time to your life, would you please raise your hand? Say, yeah, my life is getting longer and longer because I'm worrying. Anybody? I'm just curious. No? Now, how many people think this? Worrying can end your life earlier. Anybody? Raise your hand. Worry can. Absolutely can. Just read about it anywhere. Worry is responsible for physical problems. Ulcers, blood pressure, hypertension. There's all sorts of things. It stresses the heart, stroke, heart attack. It can all be attributed in part to worry. So it can not only cannot add an hour to your life, it can subtract hours from your life. You could die earlier than you were supposed to die. Yes, you can. You can die earlier than you were supposed to die because of... And by the way, I think Jesus was really digging at something a little deeper here. Because since time equals life, if we're alive, we're still spending time down here. Not only will it not add to your life, it'll actually shorten your life, but think about it. It wastes your life because it can accomplish nothing, and it diminishes the quality of your life. I think Jesus is kind of saying, look, here's the deal. Don't worry, stop worrying, don't be anxious about anything, because it not only won't prolong your life, it'll shorten your life, it'll waste your time, and it'll undermine the quality of your existence on the planet. So, don't worry. Right? Does that make sense? Why would you want to do anything that shortened your life, diminished the quality of your life, and wasted your life? That's what worry does. So, stop it! Now let's close in prayer. Wouldn't that be cool if that's what it was? Oh, stop it, okay. Flip the switch, no more worrying. Yes, I just didn't know I was supposed to do that. You know, but it doesn't work that way, does it? So Jesus went on to say, look, let me tell you about the root of all worry. Or maybe this is a little fairer. The most common root worry, like 98% of worry you'll ever have, grows from one thing. And Jesus said, I want to identify it for you, and I want you to tell you what you can do about it, so you can stop trying to manage worry, and you can actually eliminate it from your life. That's fascinating. And he does it in this passage of Scripture that we saw right before I came up. You know, a passage that many people have heard. Maybe you thought it was poetry. It actually came from the Bible, where he goes, you know, consider the birds of the air and the flowers of the field. God feeds the birds. God clothes the flowers. So isn't he going to take care of you? We go, oh, that's so sweet. That makes me feel so good. Now I'm going to worry. But in that very passage where he says these things that we're going to dissect next week, he really is going at the root of worry. You see, he begins, in Matthew 6:25, this whole birds of the air, flowers of the field thing, he begins by saying, therefore, do not worry about your life. Now, whenever you see the word therefore, you should see what it's there for. I've been waiting all week to say that. I thought that was so cool. I mean, when you read the Bible, it says therefore, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whatever he's about to say, it flows from what he just got done saying. And it only makes sense in light of what came before. So he says, therefore, don't worry. What came before it? That now he's finishing the thought and he's going to build on it. Look, here are the words that came before that. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. No one can serve two masters. Either he'll hate the one, love the other, or you'll be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Next verse, therefore, do not worry. You know, so what the therefore all points to is God going, look, don't hoard earthly stuff. Don't love money. Don't be greedy. That's what came before. That's the therefore. And you ever notice how he ends the little birds of the air, flowers of the field talk? He ends it by saying these words. But, okay, now I'm going to wrap it up. Seek first his kingdom, God's, and his righteousness, God's, and all these things, stuff you need to live, will be given to you as well. So you see, here's the deal. This is the genius of what Jesus is doing. He's saying, here's how you can stop managing worry and begin eliminating it. You've got to understand where almost all your worry comes from. And it comes from this. It comes from a greater devotion to the material world than the physical world. Now, I don't know about you, but I look at that and I go, I don't like that, Jesus. Because I worry. And I don't like that you're telling me it's because my devotion to the material world is greater than the spiritual world. I don't like that. But you know, this is what Jesus is saying. And if you will want to really eliminate worry, this is where you've got to begin.